Alright guys, got a few things going on with the Mustang. I've got these cool new buttons. Check these things out. This is just the intercooler one. Check that thing out. That's cool, huh? But I got a couple more for the trans brake, or I'm sorry, the line lock switch, and then something to interrupt the trans brake when I want to bump in, so like a heads up versus bracket racing. When I bracket race the car, I have the line lock and the trans brake set together, so the car doesn't rock on the trans brake once I'm staged. Obviously, that wouldn't allow me to bump the car in a heads up scenario. So I got a couple switches to put in. So yeah, I'm gonna get after this. Oh, also, we've got to put a bigger trans cooler on the car like I talked in the previous video. I'll talk to you a little bit about that and show you what my plans are, so check it out. Intercooler pump and trans fan. And then this one's the line lock. So I'm gonna move those, and I'm gonna put a panel with those new switches over here by the shifter. I'm gonna make a fill panel to go in here. Sorry, the light's behind me, so there's a big shadow, but I'm gonna make a fill panel to go in there out of aluminum, and we're gonna put the 3 buttons right alongside the shifter there. So there's the panel. The line, the gap on the shifter isn't perfectly even, but you know, whatever, it's close enough. So yeah, so that's in there now. So now I'm gonna pull that back out of there, and then we'll mark out the buttons, and then put the holes in there for the buttons and paint that panel black and stick it back in there for the last time, and then we'll have to wire all the buttons up, obviously. But yeah, making progress. All right, so I went to paint this, and basically I don't have the right color paint here. I have some black. I was just gonna paint it black, but the black I have is glossy, and I just can't stand gloss black, so I don't know why I even have it. But yeah, so that's it with the buttons in it. Check this thing out. I think it looks pretty slick. Oh, the glare off the aluminum is pretty bad, but yeah, I'm gonna get this some preliminary wiring done outside of the car. And trans brake deal. Yeah, I think those things are cool. Those buttons are neat. I'll show you guys what the line lock plus trans brake button is, and I want to do a video just showing you with it on, with it off, give you an explanation of why I'm doing that. Yeah, for now, that's it for the button stuff. I'm gonna start working on doing the trans cooler. So I got the old cooler off. I didn't talk much about why I was doing this, but check out the difference in these two core sizes. Yeah, that'll help, huh? What you don't see, what I don't have unboxed yet, is the new fan. This core size is a 16 this way, 22 wide, 1.25 inch thick. That is a 16-inch fan, so the fan is the same width as this, to give you just an idea. I'll show you again once I get it unboxed. But yeah, so I street drove the car the other day, and for the first time with the Turbo 400 in it. I didn't go real far. I went down to the drag strip from here, which is like somewhere around 3.5 miles or so. So I drove down there, and I hung out there for like 10 minutes. Drove it back. It's like a 70-degree day, 75-degree day, pretty nice weather. By the time I got back, the trans temp was like 214 degrees. So the cooler was working fine at the track for what we were doing. But set you down real quick. But when we start doing True Street stuff, obviously it isn't gonna hang with that. And you know, the True Street thing, if you're familiar, you do like a 30-mile cruise, and then you do 3 hits back to back. Now, last year when we did it at the NMRA race up here, there was a huge gap between the cruise and the races. Like a huge gap being like 5 hours or something. It was a long day. Anyway, but even then, with the 6-hour in it, with the converter locked up, by the time I made the 3rd hit, the trans temps were still, I think, right around 200, 205 when I left the starting line. So obviously we gotta try to combat that a bit. I've seen a couple guys put big coolers or similar coolers to this set up on their cars. One I've seen most recently was 2 cores that were, then they had them plumbed in series with 4 little fans on it. And because they were a 22 wide core also, but I think they were like an 8-inch tall deal. They were a little thicker. This is 1.25 inches. I believe those ones were 1.5 inches. Anyway, they were all ended up being about the same price. I found this thing, which was like, you know, you got less hose connections because you don't have to plumb them in series, blah, blah, blah. It just made sense. So, set this thing under there as you saw real quick. Yeah, I think it's gonna work. I'm gonna cut these mounts off of it, weld the -6 fittings on the end because these just come with a barb. And then we'll get this thing mounted in there and hang the fan on it. And yeah, then take this thing for a test drive again, see how it goes, so. Hold on. Alright, so train cooler's on the car. The camera died, so I had to quit filming for a minute. But I've got the thing up temp, the fan's wired, refilled it with fluid, car's ready to go. I also fixed the scramble button, and I have the intercooler pump and the trans fan controlled to not only be controlled by the ECU now, and I also have the button obviously in the center console to manually turn them on, but I wanted to have a fail-safe in case, basically in case I forget to turn the intercooler pump on during a hit, and then it was easy to just wire the trans fan to be automatic for street driving and that kind of thing, and the intercooler pump for the same thing. I basically have the trans fan to turn on at 160 degrees, and I have the intercooler pump to turn on anything over either 60% throttle or anything over 110 degree intake temperature. So that stuff, I let the car run for a while when I was putting trans fluid in it. I was able to regulate trans temp with the fan, so that works well, and the intercooler pump automatic stuff all works well. All that stuff's working. I got the scramble button working. I had that thing wired a little wrong. Now, I didn't understand that the DPIs through Haltech, basically they have to see rising or falling voltage, right? So you have to give it either a 12 volt, because it gives it a 5 volt source in the hardware. I didn't know that, so I put a 5 volt to it and gave it a 5 volt signal, so there was no voltage change. So when I hit the button, nothing would happen, so it wouldn't turn on. So I grounded that input, so now that's going low on the button. That all works. Yeah, so really the car's ready to go for a test drive again, make sure the trans temps are okay. I was gonna do that when I got it done, but I don't have time today. I got some stuff coming up in a little while here. So yeah, so that's it for this one. I'm gonna see what the week looks like. I might drive the thing to work or something. If I do, I'll make sure I get a video of it and post something, probably just something short about it. But yeah, I'm stoked for now. I don't really know what to do with the thing. It's ready to go back to the track and make some test hits to get that 10.0 index stuff dialed in. So I think that's gonna be the next step besides the street driving a little bit and make sure the train stays cool. So yeah, all in all, good day. Got a lot of stuff done, so check it out. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel and look for our future videos on this car and other stuff. Got some other projects coming up since we're about wrapped up with this thing until we start to go fast the end of the season. Yeah, I got some cool things coming I think you guys will want to check out. So anyway, that's it for this. Thanks for watching.